Now speaking, Rona Davis, Head of Global Public Relations and Communications. I am hosting WIX's first quarter 2023 earnings call, joined by Avishai Abrahami, CEO and co-founder, Nir Zohar, President and COO, and Lior Shemesh, CFO. We will be discussing forward-looking statements based on current expectations and assumptions, and commenting on non-GAAP financial results and key operating metrics. There are risk factors that can affect the actual results. Now speaking, Avishai Abrahami, co-founder and chief executive officer. We had a great start to 2023, with revenues of $374 million and free cash flow of $44 million, excluding one-time charges. This was driven by strong execution of our strategy as well as accelerated business with partners, up 27% YoY. We are raising our outlook for the full year and aiming to achieve the Rule of 40 in 2025. Now speaking, Nir Zohar, President and Chief Operating Officer. This quarter our user cohorts performed exceptionally well with 5.4 million new users collectively generating more than $30 million in bookings, the highest same-quarter bookings in a non-COVID cohort on a significantly smaller-sized cohort. We attribute this success to bringing higher-intent self-created users, higher-priced subscriptions, strong adoption of business solutions applications, more transaction revenue and B2B partnerships. Our acquisition marketing spend decreased by 47% year-over-year while still increasing new cohort bookings, and we expect this strategy shift to remain in place for the rest of the year. Additionally, we implemented cost savings and headcount decreased by 18%, now standing at 5,006 employees. Now speaking, Lior Shemesh, Chief Financial Officer. This quarter, we achieved fantastic profitability improvements that enabled us to surpass our 2023 profitability targets early. We grew gross margins by nearly 500 basis points, Q1 2023 versus Q1 2022, due to hosting optimization and headcount efficiencies. This drove non-GAAP operating expenses as a percentage of revenue to decline from 77% to 54%, resulting in the highest non-GAAP operating income in our history. Total revenue was $374 million, up 10% year-over-year, while total bookings were $415 million, up 6% year-over-year, 13% FX neutral. Transaction revenue growth was 16%, driven by higher GPV of $2.7 billion and higher take rate. Partners' revenue grew 27% YoY. We generated $44 million free cash flow, 12% of revenue, excluding CapEx related to headquarters build-out and one-time severance charges. Our outlook for Q2 is $280 to $285 million with 10% to 12% YoY growth, and for the full year, $1.52 to $1.54 billion with 10% to 11% YoY growth. Non-GAAP gross margin is expected to be 67% for the year and creative subscription non-GAAP gross margin 81%. Non-GAAP operating expenses are expected to be down 58% to 59% of revenue, driving free cash flow to $172 to $180 million, 11% to 12% of revenue, and stock-based comp to 14% to 15% of revenue. Now speaking, Avishai Abrahami, co-founder and chief executive officer. I have a background in developing advanced computing algorithms, including AI. As part of my role at WIX, I oversee the data and AI groups and collaborate with other leading teams such as OpenAI, Google X, and IBM. For the past decade, AI breakthroughs have enabled us to unlock more opportunities for our users. In 2016, we launched WIX Audi, an AI-based site creation platform which removed friction for our users. This year, we replaced the initial text-generating tool with OpenAI ChatGPT. We believe that new AI technologies will reduce user friction even more and result in increased addressable markets, user retention, monetization, and value for WIX. We currently have over 200 deployed AI models on our platform, both to simplify complex technology and improve development efficiencies. We plan to introduce more AI tools in the future, fully powered by LLM and proprietary algorithms, for full site creation, text creation, image manipulation, design, sentiment analysis, classification, recommendation engines, and more. Though AI can create content, there's still complexity in software, like deployment, security, database management, payment gateways, etc. What we do is help users capture their story and bring it to the web through real images and stories. City analyst Yigal Arounian inquired, what opportunities do you see for WIX to leverage AI and add value for users as AI capabilities improve? Avishai Abrahami replied, we have proven that leveraging AI, such as Audi in 2016, can increase website conversion by automatically generating things like text, images and layouts. Currently, technology allows us to do even more. With ChatGPT, we can create a website with the right structure, visuals, layout and design. We can also utilize AI to help users understand what they need to do next and how to add things, using Copilot as an example. This will give users more power while making their sites more successful, resulting in a better place for our company. Citi analyst Yigal Arounian inquired, have website builders and other capabilities enabled customers to stay on the platform? Avishai Abrahami replied, AI has dramatically changed the creation of text and images. However, 98% of what we do is not covered by AI and includes things like SEO, security, updating content, slideshow, scheduling, e-commerce transactions, and collecting leads. Basic landing pages can be created with Microsoft Word or WIX, but this is a small portion of our business. It will likely be more than just a few years before AI can cover the majority of our software. Citi analyst Yigal Arounian inquired, can you provide more details about the Google Ads product announcement and headless products news this quarter to understand how they will contribute to growth in business solutions and potential opportunities with partners? Avishai Abrahami replied, we are using advanced algorithms to reduce the friction for our users in setting up and running Google campaigns. This has resulted in happier users who have seen their businesses become more successful, as well as increased monetization opportunities for us. Professionals like web agencies have also found value in this product due to its reduction of labor. Raymond James analyst Aaron Kessler inquired, have you updated your thoughts on the macro environment in the latter part of this year, with a focus on small and medium businesses? Additionally, what is your non-GAAP OPEX guidance for the year based on the strong Q1 performance? Nir Zohar replied, Nir, have seen modest improvements in the macro environment, with increased GPV, transaction revenue and subscription behavior of both existing and new cohorts. The increase is modest but present, and we are being cautious about calling it a recovery. Lior Shemesh replied, Aaron, Lior believes that the non-GAAP OPEX for this year is at 58% to 59%, and that this trend in decreasing OPEX as a percentage of revenue is expected to continue until 2024 to 2025. Allowing them to meet their Rule of 40 targets. Raymond James analyst Aaron Kessler inquired, in Q1 of 2021, I achieved a non-GAAP OPEX of 54%. Is there any reason why it wouldn't be lower than 58 to 59% for the full year? Lior Shemesh replied, we plan to invest more in branding for WIX, specifically on the partners vertical, during the second half of the year. Evercore IC analyst Mark Mahaney inquired, will the revenue growth rate over the next 2 or 3 years get back to mid-teens levels? What are the 2 or 3 biggest drivers of that? How will Google Ads impact revenue growth? Lior Shemesh replied, we have seen tremendous growth in partners' business of approximately 30%, as was discussed during the Analyst Day. I predicted that the Rule of 40 would be achieved with more efficiency and leverage from both gross margin and operating margins, rather than revenue growth. We have started utilizing Google Ads to monetize our customers' funnels, and it has already resulted in millions of dollars in revenue. Morgan Stanley analyst Elizabeth Porter inquired, have emerging AI technologies created an opportunity to increase WIX's addressable market by targeting a different user type than their current TAM, total addressable market? Avishai Abrahami replied, WIX sees a lot of users that can't finish their website due to lack of time and difficulty in personalizing templates. WIX is aiming to reduce the complexity of using the platform to increase its addressable market. Additionally, they are looking for ways to expose more advanced functionality to experienced users through AI so they can ask complex questions and get detailed answers. This will allow WIX to expand into both more advanced and less advanced users. Morgan Stanley analyst Elizabeth Porter inquired, I'm wondering what the magnitude of the B2B partnerships impact on revenue will be through this year and into 2024. It is already impacting revenue, though currently it is small. Lior Shemesh replied, I believe bookings are growing quickly and we can expect to see millions of dollars in 2023 and tens of millions by 2024. We have been signing more deals and many customers are moving to WIX, though fewer are signing multi-year agreements. Piper Sandler analyst Clark Jeffries inquired, have Q1 net new ARR and creative subscriptions ARR improved compared to Q4? What changes in churn, if any, drove this improvement? Lior Shemesh replied, I saw growth in our partners' businesses, increased conversions of existing users creating more subscriptions, more revenue from B2B partnerships and an increase in ARPU, average revenue per user, leading to a shift toward more expensive packages resulting in growth of creative subscriptions. Piper Sandler analyst Clark Jeffries Inquired, have cost of revenue and OPEX savings been proportionally split between self-creator and partner business, as expected? Lior Shemesh replied, we have seen a significant increase in our partner business over the last 2 years due to investments in building this vertical. This has resulted in increased leverage from partners. Barclays analyst Trevor Young inquired, can you provide an explanation for why Europe's growth slowed to 5% year-on-year, excluding FX, despite the easier comparisons and lapping headwinds from the Ukraine conflict? Additionally, can you break down the free cash flow margin of 12%, excluding items, into self-creator versus partner? Is self-creator still in the high teens, which would? Lior Shemesh replied, we do not currently provide a breakdown of free cash flow between partners and self-creators, however we will provide this information within the next couple of months or quarter. Europe is facing tough competition in Q1 2022, as well as the effect of the war in Europe which is affecting our overall business. Jefferies analyst Brent Thill inquired, can you provide visibility into the sustainability of demand in the second half of the year? You raised guidance more than the reported earnings, so what is the linearity of the quarter like and how has April and May compared to expectations? Lior Shemesh replied, we provided guidance based on current KPIs and fundamentals without any further improvement. We expect an increase in growth in the second half of the year due to a different comparison with Q1 2020 which was a strong quarter. April and May have been good, with no assumptions made about more recovery. JMP Securities analyst Andrew Boone inquired, have Avishai talked about what else needs to be built in the back end to make the business more defensible and how to compete against competitors that already have solutions? What are the puts and takes for marketing spend and self-creator revenue growth in 2023? Avishai Abrahami replied, I asked if the first question referred to AI or humans interacting with each other, as well as headless vendors and software vendors. JMP Securities analyst Andrew Boone inquired, have headless solutions in AI been effective in making the platform more defensible and in attracting more headless dollars? Avishai Abrahami replied, AI currently cannot do headless coding, and it will take some time to develop the algorithms that are necessary for this. However, WIX has software stacks in use by tens of millions of users which could provide value outside of WIX with their partners and professionals. Integrating all of the elements together instead of having them separate provides a lot of value. Nir Zohar replied, I expect to see an increase in partners' marketing initiatives in the second half of the year. The sales creators will continue their current focus, a combination of brand activity and direct acquisition, at similar cadence as seen in the past quarter. This marketing strategy has been paying off.